Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Thanks for joining. Great to have you with us this morning for our Yoga for Everybody session with online events. Welcome to anybody who may be watching on the live stream. And in just a couple of minutes, we'll get going. So, our session this morning, as always, a yoga flow to strengthen, stretch, and mobilize our body. And no special requirements for the session this morning if you're following along, just to take good care of yourself, listen to your body, and if at any point anything that I'm doing doesn't feel right for you, then just back off a little, maybe take a rest, and then join in again when you feel at the moment and your body is feeling okay to do so. So when we'll start with a little bit of breath work, just settling down into our space and connecting mind with body. And then we'll begin with a gentle warm up, beginning to move our body along with our breath. Continuing with the sequence this morning and adding in a little bit of balance as we go. And then ending the session with our Savasana, so a period of relaxation with the breath to end, and then grounding before we complete and continue with our day. So, morning, 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 everyone. And we can make a gentle start. So, coming back onto my mat and just sitting in a way that suits us best. So, it could be cross legged or any way that feels comfortable, just so long as we're able to breathe freely into our diaphragm and get the most from our breath before we begin to move. So, taking our first inhale and a long exhalation, and then breathing through our nose if it's comfortable to do so. We just continue with 2 or 3 more really long, full breaths, aiming to draw the air down to the bottom of the lungs, filling up our tummy area as if it was a balloon. And then the exhale, allowing our tummy balloon to deflate and the air fully leaving the body. So as we breathe, we may opt to close our eyes or soften our gaze and just allow our focus to be fully on our breath and connecting our mind with our body, beginning to notice how we feel. Noticing any areas of our body which we may want to stretch out and activate this morning. Notice any areas of the body that we might need or want to take a little bit of care of. And just making these small observations. No judgments, just observations, no right and no wrong. Just that process of understanding what we may require from our yoga practice this morning. As we breathe on the exhalation, aiming to relax the shoulders from the ears. And really bringing the finer detail of our breath into our focus and our observations, and maybe notice the temperature of the air as we breathe in. Maybe that's slightly warmer than when we breathe out. Notice where the breath is falling within our chest, within our lungs. Maybe it feels like it's up high or down at the ribs, or maybe we are able to draw the breath all the way down into the abdomen. And as we breathe, we allow ourselves this moment just to sit still, just to breathe. And we acknowledge that our busy schedule for the rest of the day is really important, but we just don't need to attend to it right now. And we can take this time for self-care. And we acknowledge that when we return to our busy schedule, we'll be able to attend to everything that we need to do with a little bit more focus. We'll be a little bit more productive. And we'll have that safe knowledge that we've taken care of ourselves this morning. We can begin to gently move our bodies, keeping our connection with our breath. We'll just start with some gentle shoulder rolls just to warm up the top part of our body. So as we inhale, we'll raise the shoulders, and exhale and let them roll down either forwards or backwards, whatever feels right. So inhaling, shoulders up, exhale, shoulders roll down, move whichever speed suits you best, fast or slow, both shoulders together or alternate shoulders. Find a way to move and notice whether we're holding any tension in this top part of our body, in our neck, in our shoulders. Maybe now we're moving, we get a sensation that we're holding tension in our lower back, or indeed anywhere else in our body. So we're inhaling, shoulders up, exhale, releasing down. All right, really good. So returning shoulders to a neutral position, and we'll inhale again and sweep the arms up. Reaching right up, push up through the front and up through the spine. And exhale. Allow the arms to sweep back down by the sides, and we'll go up again. Inhale, arms up. Really stretch. And on our exhalation, our arms will drop down to our cactus position. Bring our hands and our elbows backwards, open up the chest, draw the shoulder blades together. Take a couple of good breaths. And then draw the hands round to heart center. Really good. Let's take a gentle side twist. So we'll inhale, upwards through the core, lengthen through the spine, and on the exhale, we'll twist the shoulders around to the left and cross the hands over. So the right hand's on the left knee, the left hand's at the base of the spine, gazing backwards, being gentle on the neck. We can take another breath and inhale again. And exhale, twist around a little bit more. And exhale. Come back round to the front. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, twist round to the right. Swap the hands again. Left hand on the right knee, right hand behind me. Take another inhale, squeeze upwards. Exhale, twist around a little bit more. And exhale. Come back round to the front. On our breath, raise the arms up. And we'll side bend. So the left hand comes down to the mat. Right hand sweeps over to the left. Stretch across the right hand side of the body. Coming back up and over. Left hand comes up. Right hand goes down to the mat. Stretch over to the right. And back up to the top. Arms drop to cactus one more time. And hands around to our heart center. And let's just stretch out our fingers and our wrists. Prepare ourselves for holding our body weight through our hands and up through to our shoulders. So we'll clasp the fingers together and bring our elbows to the front, fingers in towards the chest, and then push the palms away. Stretch out through the fingers, flex through the wrists. Take an inhale, raise the hands up and push the palms up towards the sky. Really reach up. Activate through the shoulders, lengthen through the arms, squeeze out through the wrists and fingers. And then exhale. Bring the hands back down. Unravel and disconnect the fingers. Really good. So just another breath here. Relax the shoulders. And we'll extend the legs outwards. And we'll come into our side twist again, and this time using our bent knees for a hook, for a support, and we may be able to intensify that twist just a little bit more. So we'll start with right leg, bending the knee, and then crossing the right foot over the left if we're comfortable to do so. To maintain the integrity in our core, so lift up through the spine, raise the chest. We'll bring the arms out to the front, and then we're going to twist around to the right-hand side. And as we do, the left arm wraps around the knee, the right arm comes to the base of the spine, and we twist the shoulders around again. Coming right round. So maybe being able to gaze around a little bit further this time. Keep the height in the chest pushing forwards towards the knee. And exhaling, coming back around to the front. We'll bring that right leg down and bring the left knee up. Cross the foot over. Inhale, raise the chest up, lengthen through the spine. Bring the arms out to the front, wrap round to the left. Right arm wraps around the knee, left hand at the base of the spine, and twisting around. Push the chest up. Exhaling, coming back round to the front. And straightening both legs up before bringing the soles of the feet together for our butterfly pose. So just allowing the knees to fall out to the sides. We'll again maintain the integrity of the lift through the core. So pushing up, raise the chest. We'll inhale and bring the arms up. And on the exhale, we'll reach down forwards. So maybe taking the toes or further. And then gently squeezing down into a forward fold. So maybe feeling a slight stretch through the inside of the legs and through the lower back. Trying not to have much tension through the neck and shoulders. Inhaling and bringing ourselves back up to seated. Really nice. And then we'll come round to a tabletop position. So on all fours, shoulders above our hands, hips above our knees. And we'll take a few cat-cow. So return to our breath. Inhale, tummy down, raise the chin. And then exhale, push the spine up to the sky, drop the head, crown of the head to the floor, and really active shoulders. Push the shoulders away from the hands. Inhale and drop down again. Tummy goes down to the mat. Raise the chin. Exhale. Spine up to the sky. Push the shoulders up. Inhale and lower down again. So 2 or 3 more rotations. Move in a way that feels right for you. Find your own rhythm with your breath. And flex and squeeze and stretch. And remember to breathe as you're moving. One more rotation. And we'll come back to the neutral spine. Really good. So bringing our hands slightly forwards of the shoulders. So reaching out just a little further. And then I'm going to draw my shoulders forwards so they're back over the hands. So we get the sensation that our hips are forward of our knees. We can gaze upwards. And we're in a little bit of a cross between an upward facing dog and a supported plank. Gives us the chance to stretch through the back a little. Keep pushing the shoulders from the hands. And then we'll rock backwards. So keeping the hands where they are, we'll drop the pelvis down to the heels and stretch out through the spine again. So in a child's pose, but keeping it active, stretching the fingers forwards. We'll inhale and rock forwards again. So shoulders above our hands, gazing upwards. And we'll go back again. So pelvis drops back down, stretch out through the fingers. And coming back. So neutral spine. And the shoulders are just behind the hands. Gives us an ideal position to now put into downward facing dog. So we'll curl the toes under, bring the hips up and back. Allow the head to be heavy with the ears by the biceps. Really push the shoulders from the hands, lengthen from the fingertips up the arms, across the shoulders, right up to the curve of the hips. Keep pushing up high. Then maybe pedal out the knees for this first one. Gently stretch through the backs of the legs. If we're comfortable, we can gently lower the heels a little bit. Remember to breathe. And then we'll walk forwards. So both feet walking forwards towards the hands, and we'll forward fold. So just hang there. Lengthen down the spine. Lengthen down the backs of the legs. Crown of the head is pointing towards the floor, and we're just stretching through. One more breath. We'll inhale, hands go on the shins, we flatten the back, gaze forwards into halfway lift. Exhaling, down into forward fold. Inhale, sweep to standing, and reaching up to the sky. Really lengthen up, squeeze up through the fingers. And exhale, arms drop to cactus. And round to heart center. And hands by our sides, palms facing forwards into mountain pose, Tadasana. And let's just ground the feet down. So maybe rocking from heel to toe, gripping the mat with our toes, getting the sensation that we're really standing tall and firm. Crown of the head is tall, the chin is up. All right, really nice. So from the front of the mat, we're going to work with our right leg first and step all the way to the back of the mat, coming into our warrior one pose. It's a nice bend in the knee at the front on the left foot, pushing down into the little toe on the right foot behind us. Hips are facing forwards. We inhale, raise the arms up, really squeeze up again, lengthen through the spine. On the exhale, we'll tip forward from the hips. The shoulders are above the knee. We keep the chin up and gaze forwards. Squeeze out through the fingers. Really push into that little toe behind you in the right foot. And inhale, come up and back. Take a little back bend. Nice and gently. Gaze up if you feel balanced. Come forwards to a neutral line. Straighten the left leg in front of us. We'll inhale, squeeze up. And on the exhale, pivot right the way down this time. Take hold of the shin, the ankle, the toes into pyramid pose. The head's heavy. Gaze backwards with the crown of the head right down, facing towards the floor. So one more breath here. And we're going to drop to the mat. So bend in the left knee. Reach forwards with both hands. And then we'll take a side twist. So left hand comes up. Reach up for the sky. Twist the shoulders around. We're up on our toes on the right foot behind us. Keep pushing out through that right heel. We'll lower the left hand down. The left foot goes back. We're in plank position. There's the option here to lower the knees for that extra support. There's no right, no wrong. Just do whichever adaptation feels right for you this morning. We're going to drop down to the mat through chaturanga. So our elbows will go in and back. We lower the chest down as slowly as we can. And then push up into upward facing dog. Crown of the head really tall and high. Exhale, lower the chest down. Raise the hips, and we're back to downward facing dog. So keep the pose active as we did the first time. Keep pushing the shoulders away from the fingers. Gently lowering the heels when you're ready to do so. One more breath, and we'll walk forwards once again. So both feet to the front of the mat. Hands on shins for halfway lift. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, sweep up to standing. Reaching up for the sky. And let's side bend here. So bend over to the left. Really push out that right hip. Keep the arms long. Ears by the biceps. Push out through the fingers. And coming up and over. Over to the right. Push out the left hip. And coming up again, up to the top. Arms drop to cactus. And hands to heart center. We'll lower our hands back down by our sides. Take a breath, relax the shoulders. And once again, maybe rocking from heel to toe. Find our grounding into the mat. So we're on left leg this time. From the front of the mat, we're stepping all the way back with the left foot into warrior one. Inhaling, raising the arms up. Keep pushing into the toes on that left foot behind us this time, and have that nice bend in the knee on the right at the front. We'll exhale and bend forwards. Shoulders above the knee. Keep the chin up, gaze forwards. Inhaling and come up and back into back bend. And then forwards to neutral spine, straighten the right leg. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, bend down into pyramid. And reach down as far as we can manage. Keep the crown of the head to the floor. Push into the toes behind us. And stretch all the way down the right leg in front. And we'll drop to the mat once again. Both hands down, up on the toes on the left foot. We'll twist and raise the right arm up. So bring the right shoulder back, push out through the left heel. Lowering the right hand back down to the mat. Right foot goes down to plank. We'll lower the chest down to the mat through chaturanga, nice and slowly. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, lower the chest, raise the hips. Downward facing dog. Really good. So we're back on right leg, and we've got an option now to have a three-legged dog before we go to standing. So picking up the right leg, pushing it up towards the sky, sweeping the knee, and then the right foot forwards to the front of the mat. Really good. So we'll widen our feet for balance and pushing up Through that right leg, we come up to standing in high lunge. So we're up on our toes on the left foot behind us, holding our weight. If we're feeling a little bit wobbly here, then just widen the feet. So we'll inhale, raise the arms up, and on the exhale, we're going to transition into warrior two. So open up to the left-hand side. The left heel drops and twists. So the left foot's parallel with the short side of the mat. Our right foot stays directly pointing forwards. Arms in the T position and gazing forwards over the right fingers. Your breath, relax the shoulders. And from here, we'll reverse our warrior position. So we'll twist the right hand and face the palm up, and then raise the right hand as the left hand and left arm drops. And we bend backwards and then come back forwards. Arms in that T position. One more breath here. Straightening the right leg, as we did for pyramid pose, we shift the weight forwards and then pivot down again. So our right hand goes down to the right ankle. We try not to collapse the shoulders down towards the mat. So bring the left shoulder up and back. So we have a flat back, and then our left hand can be on our hip, or we can raise the arm up. So whichever feels most comfortable. And most importantly, bringing the top shoulder, the left shoulder, up and back into the pose. Really good. So we'll bend the knee. We'll come back up into warrior two, gaze forwards, and we'll bend our right elbow and forward fold again. This time the forearm goes on the knee. Keep this top shoulder twisted back. Left arm sweeps in front of the body. And then up and over the head into our extended side angle. So nice straight line from the fingertips down to the heel. Really stretch through the side of the body. And we'll lower down to the mat. Left hand down, right hand follows. The hips twist and face forward. We're still up on our toes on the left hand. And we'll side twist, right hand up. Lower the right hand down. Right foot goes back to plank. And we're dropping down to the mat through chaturanga. Elbows in and back, lower the chest down. Inhale, forward facing dog. Exhale, lower the chest. Push up the hips. Downward facing dog. And breathing. Keep the pose active. And we're on left leg, left side, three-legged dog as an option. So raising the left foot up to the sky, sweep the knee forwards, and the left foot comes to the front of the mat. So we'll side twist here. Left arm up. Lower the left hand. Widen the feet for a little bit of balance. And pushing up into high lunge on this side. So up on the toes on the right foot this time. Inhaling and arms up. Lengthen up through the spine. And we're going to transition to warrior two. So sweep round to the right hand side. Right heel drops. Open the arms into T position. And breathe into the pose. So just swapping around, so I haven't got my back to you. And we'll reverse the warrior. So left palm up, raise the hand, lower the right hand, squeeze back. And rotating back forwards. Transition to Trikonasana, so straightening the left leg, shift forwards and pivot down. So as before, think about our top shoulder, our right shoulder this time, draw it up and back. Right hand can be on the hip, or we can raise it up and reach up for the sky, whichever feels right for you. Remember to breathe. We'll bend the knee, bring the shoulders up, arms back into T position for warrior two. Bend in the left elbow, forward fold. Right arm sweeps around and stretches out over the head. So extended side angle on this side. Keep the shoulders up and back. One more breath here. And we'll lower down to the mat. Put both hands down. Frame the foot. Hips face forward. We're up on our toes on the right foot. And side twisting again. Left arm up. Lower the left hand. Left foot goes back to plank. We'll hold in plank. Just one or two breaths. And then lower the knees. So back to tabletop position. Shoulders above the hands, hips above the knee. And then we'll push out the right foot. So raising the foot, extending the leg. Keep the toes flexed and pointing down towards the mat. Active shoulders, push away from the hands. So we inhale, knee to elbow, lower the head. Exhale, push the foot back out. And one more. Inhale, knee to elbow. Exhale, push back. Really good. We're going to drop this right foot down to the mat and twist to the side. So as we twist, we raise the right hand up and squeeze upwards. So into supported side plank. And we've got the option here of raising the right foot back off the mat. So keep breathing. And then we'll lower these 2 points down. Really good. Hips facing forwards, back to tabletop. And we'll go on the left. So left leg out and back, push out through the heel. Inhale, knee to elbow. Exhale, push back. Inhale, knee to elbow. Exhale, push back. Lower the left foot down to the mat. Twist to the side, raise the left hand up. Reach up. Supported side plank. And option here to raise the left foot up again. Lower the left foot. Lower the left hand. Left knee comes forward. We're back to tabletop. And then we'll draw the pelvis down to the heels and stretch out. We're into child's pose, just 2 or 3 breaths here. and coming back forwards. So back to tabletop. Curl the toes under, and we're pushing up again. Downward facing dog. So we'll walk forwards, both feet to the front, hands on shins, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep to standing, reaching up. Exhale, arms to cactus. And hands to heart center. Hands by our sides, back into our Tadasana, our mountain pose, and find our grounding once again. Really good. A little bit of balance work. Just very simply bringing the right foot off the mat, just as high as we feel we can manage. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Remember to breathe. We're going to make a really smooth transition. So keeping this right foot lifted off the ground, gently going to sweep all the way back and step back into our warrior one once again. Inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, tip forwards. Inhale, come up and back. And sweep forwards. Straighten the left leg, transition to pyramid pose, and stretch down. We'll bend the knee. We'll come back up to standing. Reach upwards and step forwards to the front. So back into Tadasana. Find our grounding. And we're on the left side. So a little bit of balance work. Raising the left foot this time. Maintain the balance, keep breathing, relax the shoulders. And when we're ready, gently sweeping the left foot all the way back into warrior one. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, come forwards. Inhale, up and back into back bend. And then smooth transition all the way down to pyramid once again. Straighten the right leg, reach down, crown the head to the floor. We'll bend the knee, bring the hands up, and step forwards to the front of the mat and return to Tadasana. So continuing with our balance theme, taking it a step further, and we'll move into our tree pose this time. And then we'll still step back when we're ready. So making the movements really fluid and maintaining our breath as we're doing so. So we're back on right side. We're going to bring the right knee forwards and up onto our toes before externally rotating the hip, bringing the knee round to the right-hand side. The right heel connects just above the ankle, and already we're balancing on this side. So if our tree pose this morning just feels nice and comfortable here without a balance, then that's absolutely perfect. Stay there, relax and breathe. If you feel like bringing your right foot up the side of your right leg, then that's absolutely your option to do so. Keep our focus with our breath. Keep breathing. And when we're ready, as we did just a few minutes ago, we're going to bring the knee forwards, the foot still off the mat, and then take a nice step backwards. And this time we're going to open up into warrior two. So stepping back, open up into warrior two, arms into T position, and we'll reverse our warrior. So right palm up, left palm up, sorry, squeeze back, right hand down, and coming back forwards. Bring the left leg, shift down, transition to Trikonasana. Bend in the knee, we'll come back up into warrior two. Bend in the left elbow, forward fold. Right hand sweeps forward into extended side angle once again. We've got an option here of dropping the left hand down to the mat, really squeezing through. And bringing ourselves back, sweeping back up into warrior two and stepping forwards to the front of the mat once again. Hands by our sides into Tadasana. And we'll take our tree pose on the other side. So left knee coming forwards, rotate the knee round to the left hand side. Connect heel with ankle and breathe. Take whichever form of balance feels right for you this morning, either keeping the toes down on the mat or raising the left foot up the right leg. On our next breath, we'll bring the left knee around to the front, keeping the foot off the ground. And that nice step back to the back of the mat, opening up into warrior two. And we'll reverse the position. Right hand up, left hand down, squeeze back. And coming back forwards. Straighten the right leg, shift the weight and tip down into Trikonasana. Bend the knee, come back up. Bend the right elbow, forward fold. Left hand sweeps across. Extended side angle. Keep that left shoulder, the top shoulder back. Lengthen through that side of the body. Option here to drop the right hand down to the ankle. And this time we'll lower down to the mat. So both hands come down. Hips face forward. We'll step back to plank. Lower down to the mat through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale. Raise the hips up. Downward facing dog. We're going to lower down to the mat again, back to tabletop, to bringing the shoulders forward above the hands. Lower the hips down into plank, and then lower the knees to tabletop. Really good. Let's take a couple of cat-cows. Inhale, tummy down. Exhale, spine up. So gently cool down. With fluid movement, maintaining our breath. And back to neutral spine. And coming back around to a seated position. So as we did at the beginning of the session, we'll have the legs out straight and then bend the right knee and cross the foot over. We'll take these side twists again, and this time we'll notice how we're feeling compared to at the beginning of the session, and make that gentle observation about our bodies as we move in our yoga practice. So inhaling, drawing the chest up, we extend the arms outwards and rotate round to the right hand side. So we observe how we're feeling in the pose now compared to at the beginning of the session. So after we move through our sequence, muscles a little bit more warmed up, and maybe notice differences in how we twist. And these are just observations, then not judgments. There's no right and no wrong, just noticing how we feel. And on the exhale, we come back round to the front. We'll uncross the foot, keeping the knee bent, and we'll just allow the knee to drop down to the side. And then we'll inhale, lengthen, raise the arms up, and on the exhale, tip forwards into forward fold. So reaching as far forward as possible. Really no requirement to have your nose down to your knee. Just stretching, breathing. With an inhale, come back up, raise the arms up. Exhale to cactus. And hands to heart center. And we'll switch to the other side. So left knee bent, cross the foot over. Inhale, raise the chest, arms out in front, twist round to the left. Right arm wraps around the knee, left hand at the base of the spine and twist round. Use your breath. Again, notice how you're feeling on this side compared to taking the pose at the beginning of the session. What might have changed? What feels different? Just observing, not judging. And on the exhale, we unravel. Come back to the front. Allow the left knee to drop down to the side. Inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, come forwards into forward fold. Stretch forwards. And bring the shoulders back up. Really good. Bring both feet together as we did at the beginning of the session. So our last forward fold in butterfly. Inhale, raise the chest. Raise the arms. Exhale, tip forward once again. Take the toes, squeeze down. And coming back up to seated. And we're ready to take Shavasana. So your choice of Shavasana this morning, either stay seated and breathe, maybe having hands on chest and tummy, or the option to take the traditional Shavasana and rolling down into corpse pose. We straighten the legs, allow the feet to fall outwards, palms facing upwards so the shoulder blades flatten. Using our breath, we exhale and sink heavily down onto the mat. So returning to our breath as we did at the beginning of the session, allowing our breathing to be our focal point, closing our eyes or softening our gaze, relaxing the jaw and the tongue. Allowing our exhalation to be long and full, and as we breathe, we sink down, noticing the weight of our spine, the length of the legs, relaxing our feet and hands. And we notice the gentle rise and fall of our chest and our tummy as we breathe. And just allow ourselves to take a moment in Shavasana of quiet, calm breathing. Returning to our breath, allowing our breathing to return to its more normal everyday pattern, and bringing small movements back into our body, maybe moving fingers and feet. A moment to do what feels right for you, maybe stretching, maybe rolling onto one side. And we come back to seated whenever we're ready. Well, thank you very much, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure to be with you again this morning. And I'm back on Thursday for our chair yoga session. So chair yoga with breath work, enabling ourselves to moving away with a chair for support, and a little bit of a longer breathwork session at the beginning to explore different ways of breathing and using our breath to relax. Thanks so much. Hope to see you again soon. Thanks to those watching on the live stream, and I will see you again really soon. Have a great day. Take good care of yourselves. Thank you.